Glenn Scott.
Mr. Basinga, how are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Long time no see.
On the record in docket 24-00535, that is people of the state of Michigan versus Glenn Scott. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record from the people?
Abigail Wilson, the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Brendan Basinga with on behalf of Mr. Glenn Scott. He is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Glenn Scott, is that correct?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. This time set for a final pretrial today. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to need a jury trial date. I believe we don't have one yet.
Okay, yeah, this looks like it was, yeah, we have a jury trial set for April 27th at 8 o'clock. I don't know how that fits in everybody's schedule, but we do have it set for final pretrial today, and the jury trial was set for April 29th.
Okay.
Would that jury trial date work?
I would defer to Mr. Basinga.
All right,
Your Honor, if I could just have a second.
absolutely.
I'll be here, so.
I know where
Either
you're going
way.
to be.
That should work, Your Honor. I believe we received prior notice, so.
All right. So we'll set for jury trial on April 29th at 8 o'clock. So submit brief sometime this week concerning any jury instructions, all right?
Understood.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 24-00535, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Basinga.
None for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you here next week at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor. If we may be dismissed.
You may.
Thank you.
Next, Ms. Wilson.
Ryman Schneider?
Riemann
Schneider, sorry.
Freeman Schneider.
Sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Feigelson. How are you?
Well,
All right, so we're on the record in docket 22-01220. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Mary Lou Riemann Schneider. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Good morning.
Mr. Feigelson.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Miss Riemann Schneider this morning.
And ma'am, you are Mary Lou Riemann Schneider, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This is the time set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that on May 1st, this matter may be resolved globally in circuit. So I think we're going to be requesting another final pretrial after that May 1st date.
All right, Mr. Feigelson, that's your understanding. There's another file. One of the reasons we're here is because the file's just getting so old.
Right.
It's just, no, I think it's, I've been on the bench 2 years, and I remember Miss Riemann Schneider being one of the first pretrials. So the expected global resolution is after May 1st.
It will be on May 1st, Your Honor. We're in front of Judge Jamo, where an
Okay.
offer has been conveyed to us to get this case resolved in the manner up in front of Judge Jamo. And I believe we intend to accept that offer next Wednesday.
All right,
I believe Ms. Riemann Schneider shake your head in agreement. So
Yes, sir.
all right. So I know that we are here next, no, it's May 1st is next Wednesday, and then we're gone. Yep, then we're gone. Well, I know where, so let's see, well, both Mr. Feigelson and Ms. Wilson are here.
On PCC day?
Yeah, on a
Yes, I
PCC
will
day.
be. Yep.
yes,
Mr. Feigelson's in.
if
the
not,
mix.
I'm sure I'm in the
Right, I mean, so let's set this on, what is the PCC day? And what's that? Okay, so global resolution is set in circuit court for May 1st in front of Judge Jamo. And then we will set this on a PCC date. Set for final pretrial on May 3rd. At what time? At 9 o'clock.
Judge, do you need Ms. Riemann Schneider present or?
It depends on Ms. Wilson, what.
I guess if the matter resolves on the first, then no,
Right.
but if it doesn't, then yes, so.
Right,
I will leave it to
Right.
Mr. Feigelson
Right.
discretion on that.
Right, so this case, as a part of the global resolution is gonna be dismissed.
Correct,
Yes,
yeah.
So I will wait to hear from Ms. Wilson. If the global resolution goes through and all we're waiting for is a nollie pros, then Ms. Wilson can forward the nollie pros and we don't have to have a hearing.
Okay,
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, because that, I mean, that kind of makes this moot. If that global resolution doesn't go through, let's all meet on May 3rd at 9 o'clock.
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right. So we're halfway there.
Yes.
Okay, we're halfway there. All right. Anything else for the record in 2201-220, Ms. Wilson?
half of the people.
Mr. Feig.
Not on behalf of Ms. Riemann Schneider, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Riemann Schneider, I probably won't see you next week,
Which I
which
appreciate.
everything, if everything works out. If not, I'll see you here on May 3rd, okay?
I won't count on it, but thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Ms. Schroeder, did you start singing Living on a Prayer there?
Yes, I did.
I did in my head as well.
Someone had to.
I think it's on.
It is a
I'm gonna
good
go play
song.
that in my car right now.
Listen, I am, that's far from the silliest thing I've been accused of doing. Let's put it that way and leave it at that.
Good enough for me.
So, yeah,
Ms. Guevara is here.
Yes, she is, Your Honor. We're reviewing a police report for the no
All
contest plea.
I didn't realize they put her name as Lizera.
Yeah.
just a few. What is it?
Okay. Yeah.
She's ready then.
All right, I think we're ready on Rivera then.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03156. That's people, the state of Michigan versus of Marcy Guevara. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter,
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Guevara, who is standing to my right.
and ma'am, you are Marcy Guevara, is that correct? All right, thank you. This is the time set for a plea today. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this is going to be a plea to an added count 2 of domestic violence. Upon successful plea, count 1 would be dismissed. There is a Killebrew to no upfront jail and no objection to from the people to 7694A status if Ms. Guevara is qualified.
All right, so there's a Killebrew of no upfront jail
And Your Honor, this is also a no contest plea.
and no contest plea. So no upfront jail and no objection to 769 for a status. A status. This will be pursuant to domestic violence 1 under 750.812.
812, and that's 93 days and or 500.
So it's a no contest plea to count 2, Killebrew, no upfront jail, no objection to 769 for a status. And that Killebrew would be pursuant to 750.812, 93 days and or $500. Is that a correct statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is.
All right. And what's the reason for the no contest plea?
Civil liability, Your Honor.
And the parties have agreed that to step to a police report for the court to review for the factual basis.
That's correct, Your Honor, if I may approach.
You may.
Thank you. And I've highlighted the stipulated sentences in this report.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Sutter, may I inquire of your client their advice of rights on the no contest plea in regards to count 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Guerrero, you've heard everything that was said on the record concerning the plea to count 2, the Killebrew of no upfront jail, no objection, 769 for a status, pursuant to 750.81, parents 293 days under $500. And I have the police report in regards to no contest plea. Is there anything different with it that's within your understanding of the plea agreement? Is that a yes
Yes,
or a no?
I understand.
Oh, okay, perfect, yeah. I don't know if I asked that in the negative or the positive. I'm gonna go through your misdemeanor rights here. First of all, there's kill brood to no upfront jail. So if I was to give you some jail time to begin with, you'd have the opportunity to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that, ma'am? Okay, perfect. And the no contest plea is in regards to the misdemeanor. The ultimate penalty is 93 days and or $500. Do you understand that, ma'am? Okay. In this case, you have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove the unreasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, the questioning witnesses that are brought against you. You are represented today by Attorney Lauren Sutter. She would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, ma'am? You have the right to have the court ordering witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If this no contest plea is accepted, you'll give up the plea, claim that the no contest plea was a result of any promises other than what's already been stated on the record, or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also give up the right to appeal anything from a trial. Since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading no contest instead. Is it your wish today to plead no contest to count 2 in this file? All right. For the record, I am looking at the Lansing Police Department report, case number 23519070013. And Ms. Wilson, this is what you're using for the factual basis on the no contest plea. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And Ms. Sutter, you've highlighted the portions that are be used on the Lansing Police Department report. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. So I'll find the location at 3536 Maybell Street, City of Lansing, Ingham County, on July 25th at approximately 1:25 in the morning. It was so this is Selena Edgar lives in the same household. Is that correct? Okay. 50-50 living arrangements. And at that time, there's indicated that there was 50-50 living arrangements, that the mother had just moved into the residence on Maybell Street and then pulled Miss Edgar's hair backward, moving her torso. And there's nothing here to indicate that it was done in self-defense. It was done with intent or purposely done. Anything towards a factual basis, Ms. Wilson, on 2303-156.
Not from the people.
Anything, Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Yeah, I find the factual basis to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made concerning, I find the factual basis for the no contest plea to be present, and we will refer to probation. So they're going to go and they're going to do a report for me. Really, it's in regards to the jail time and the 769-40 status, because 769-40 status is kind of the carrot, okay? Because that means that this never abstractly, based on abstract, it didn't occur, or at least that's what the record would indicate. So I'm going to refer to probation. That's on the 5th floor. Go down there, answer any questions they have. They'll develop a report for me, and at the sentencing, which I'll give you that date, we'll see what options are available to us. Okay, sentence date
June 24th at 1:30.
June 24th at 1:30. So we set this for June 24th at 1:30. Be candid with probation, and they'll do the report, and then on that date, you should get notice from my court officer. We'll see what options are available to us. Okay. Ms. Sutter, anything?
Yes, Your Honor, I want to make a bond motion.
Okay,
There's currently no contact order in place with Selena Edgar. We'd be asking for that to be modified. Ms. Guevara has voluntarily enrolled in parenting classes. There is currently no order from the family court preventing contact. It is just simply the P53 order here. She is asking that she be allowed to communicate with her daughter since it has been a not insignificant amount of time, and she'd really just like to be able to talk to her daughter again.
all right, Ms. Wilson,
I would leave it to the court's discretion.
how old is the daughter in this?
12?
Oh,
12. She's 11 currently, about to be 12.
Okay, I'm going. So I just don't want to mess up I don't want to mess up anything in regards to the 769 4A status or the no upfront jail. I'm gonna, so make sure that I'm gonna lift the no contact order, okay? I think that's a fair request in this instance. So I'm gonna lift the no contact order. I would assume that probation is gonna come out and talk to your daughter, okay? And so just tell her to be as candid as possible, so we can correct what's going on here.
Your
But
Honor, just for the sake of it, as defense counsel, I would prefer Ms. Guevara not advise her daughter to do anything regarding this case.
Right.
Since I don't want the inference of intimidation or interference.
that's my fear. My fear is that there's gonna be somehow, and so I know probation's gonna reach out,
Right.
and so just let that happen.
Yeah, I prefer,
Yeah.
just so you're clear, that probation tell her to be candid, not you.
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
just probation tells her candid, takes a statement. We're all on the same page, okay? We're all on the same page. I'm gonna lift the no contact order at this time. Where's the child staying right now?
With her father, I believe.
All right,
That's correct.
so the father was not a part of the assaulted behavior, so that wouldn't be like a violation of anything.
He wasn't
No,
present
he was
at
not
all.
present. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift no contact order and allow third party. So I'm gonna allow contact with the 12-year-old as long as there's another adult present, okay? And that's for everybody's safety. Yeah, that's for the defendant's safety, for the what is a potential witness safety. Everybody, if there's a third adult party, then nobody can, we don't get into a he said, she said kind of thing. So as long as another adult is present, and that adult would have to be okayed by the defendant and whoever the guardian is of the. So I'm modifying. Well, the 350 PR bond stands. That's a personal recognizance, and then I'm modifying the no contact order to allow third party so I'm lifting that no contact order. But only in regards to contact with a third party adult present. So you can term it however you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So that could be seen as modification, or that could be seen as lifting.
I believe if there's still restrictions regarding contact, it's modification, not a lifting.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna blanket it just for protection of everybody right now. And the adult present has to be okayed by both parties. All right. Anything else for the record in docket 2303-156, Miss Wilson?
Not from the people.
Miss Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Miss Guevara, we'll see you on that June 24th date and see what options are available to us. All right. All right, you're all set, ma'am. And I'll return the no contest.
I can, I'll grab that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
She came to inform us that he had an episode.
Okay.
She doesn't know if it works in any documentation.
I mean, do you,
I don't question it.
no, I don't question it either, knowing his history. My question is, do you feel you need to talk to him to do a referral or?
I don't think I need to, basically, I can put down the competent before, and he's currently the site hospital for his mom. So I'm probably just gonna ask him for this.
The last.
CYA.
Yeah.
So, and mom's kind of
Doesn't have
like,
any
she's
big-
come in the courtroom, but she's like, I got a
Yeah.
lot going on
Yeah.
here.
Mhm.
But she, all right, I'll ask the
Yeah.
judge and see if he's okay.
Okay.
letting mom go.
I can look at it. I'll look at it. I just
Necessary.
wondered if you remembered it off.
But I don't know if the judge will want.
Yeah.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Well, she's here because she said I can go get it and come back later, but she wanted to get in
Oh, I
there
can-
and make
yeah,
sure
yeah,
that we didn't get a bench warrant because she's like, he literally just went.
We've got a couple of set motions.
All right, well,
So do you want to go on him then?
yeah, let's go on him real quick here, so I know if I can, so I can let mom get going.
I think we're ready on car.
If we could,
Car?
yeah, if we could just, there's some things going on with that matter. so
All right.
Get it out of the way.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-01056. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Maxwell Carr. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
And Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Carr, who is not present, but I will give explanation shortly.
All right, this is the time set for a trial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, would you like to defer to Ms. Schroeder concerning this event?
I would, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor. I was made aware that by Maxwell Carr's mother, Melissa Carr, who's actually in the hallway right now. She's got a big motorized wheelchair. It made it kind of difficult for her to try to come in because I offered, and she declined at the time because of the size. Anyway, she indicated to me she was showing up in her son's stead today. She informed me that he was, I think, within the last day admitted to the hospital with a psychiatric break. He does have, unfortunately, in our system and the prosecutor system, has a history of mental health and mental illness, as well as findings of prior incompetencies for standing trial. But his mother has offered, I plan on filing a petition for competency evaluation for Mr. Carr, and I will file that paperwork later today with the court. I wanted to know for his mother, Melissa Carr's sake, one, she wanted to make sure he didn't get a warrant, which is why she came in. And two, she was asking if the court needs documentation. She can return with it. So I wanted to know if the court would require that. Thank you.
there's a note here that Mr. Carr must go to community mental health within 48 hours of his arraignment. I would leave, so Ms. Wilson, what's the people's, I'm not gonna issue a bench warrant because I think he's at the hospital. Yeah.
I don't think his mother would be here in her wheelchair.
Yeah, so, Ms. Wilson, what's the people's position?
Thank you, Your Honor. I am somewhat familiar with Mr. Carr's history, just reading through some of his previous notes. So I don't really have a reason to think that he's not currently in the hospital. I think that, I'll leave it to the court on what you want to do in regards to the competency petition that Ms. Schroeder has indicated she wants to file. But at this time, I think people take no position.
All right, so this is, I think, would be fair to do since Mr. Carr, I think we know where Mr. Carr is. So you can tell that we're not going to issue a bench warrant for him,
Okay.
A. B, she certainly doesn't have to run home and get the paperwork, but if she provides that paperwork to Ms. Wilson, and I'll wait to hear from you, or to yourself, and then you can provide it to Ms.
Yes,
Wilson.
Your Honor.
That would take care of the documentation concerning Mr. Carr. Now, if we show you, and you plan to do a petition,
I
if
do.
we show up and there's no documentation, then we wonder where he is.
Yes.
But I think we know where he is.
Yes.
Okay.
His mother indicated he is currently at Sparrow Hospital, probably awaiting a referral to
Right.
inpatient psychiatric.
So did you want to reset this and wait for the petition to be?
I think that would be
Submitted?
appropriate.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So let's reset this for. Yeah, well, either way, we're buying time for the petition. I think.
Yes, yeah.
So we can set it for review for the petition Or just set it for pretrial? It's up to both of you.
Let's set it for pretrial for the moment because
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna change my mind at
No, I don't
all,
think so.
but I
mean,
It gives you the opportunity.
it gives me the opportunity that if he, for whatever reason, he is released far sooner than I expect.
and I mean, competency is rather fluid, so there is always the possibility
Exactly.
he gets some treatment,
Right,
he's competent,
I
we don't
agree.
need it.
But I would like
Yeah.
to at least get him in the queue now with
Right.
forensics
Mhm.
because we know they're so backed up.
Right, so let's do a pretrial. Let's go ahead and set the pretrial date for. So we can do next week or May 20th.
Let's do next week
All right.
because then it gets me moving and assures that I get that petition.
All right, so
filed.
let's do the 29th
Or 29 at what time? 10 o'clock,
at
please?
10 o'clock.
All right, very good. And then ask for that documentation because that might help my petition as well.
All right, so we'll do it. Yes, that's a good point. So April 29th at 10 a.m. and then we'll await if the packet comes before then we'll act accordingly. But then we have that date for April 29th at 10 a.m.
All right, very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And you can tell his mom that there's no bench warrant.
Oh, very good. Yes, she was certainly the most concerned about that, and I can understand why. I never carry this.
From the jail.
Name your number.
Is that
Mr. Williams.
That's not Mr.
is that Mr. Williams?
No.
No, I know what Mr. Williams. looks
Yeah.
like.
And it's not Angela Scott.
Nope.
Right there, Miss Scott. Very good.
Oh, you got it? Oh, okay.
Let me see. From the Ingham County Jail Post, can you identify yourself?
Angela Scott?
My name is Anthony Shepard.
Anthony Shepard, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, he's
I
not.
don't have an appearance for anybody.
And he wasn't in our system, so I don't know.
Did he decline?
Let me grab the file and I'll see. Mr. Shepard, we don't have you represented by counsel today. Did you decline an arraignment?
No.
I have a yes at arraignment.
Huh. Let me follow up on that.
Stand by and we're gonna see we're gonna see the status of your public defender, okay?
Is he in custody at the time of his arraignment?
He could have been.
Okay, that may be part of the issue.
That would have been 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he was arraigned by Polly at any time.
Well, that's.
So Mr. Shepard, stand by and we're gonna put you in a breakout room to make sure that you have counsel, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Shepherd, we're gonna place you in a breakout room with a public defender, all right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. On the record in docket 22-01412. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Angela Scott. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
And Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Ms. Scott. Angela Scott, sorry, who's present standing by right.
And ma'am, you are Angela Scott, is that correct? Yes. Thank you. This is time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to be requesting an adjournment of the pretrial in order to see if Ms. Scott is eligible for the diversion program.
That is correct, Your Honor. I've discussed this with Ms. Scott, and that is what we would like to do. Thank you.
All right. So request for adjournment to see if this is able to be part of the prosecutor's diversion program. So I know we have next week and then 3 weeks, right? Yeah.
It's not the 3 weeks.
You want to put it out a little bit?
Yeah,
That
no,
works, yeah.
I think.
That'll give me some time.
Yeah, you gotta go to Mr.
Because I'm assuming you have to go check to see if
Yeah,
she's diversion
I've got
qualified, et cetera.
Few things to go through.
Okay, so we'll adjourn pretrial, maybe. Diversion candidate. And we'll adjourn to May 20th at 9:30. So Ms. Scott, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Schroeder. We've reset this for May 20th at 9:30 in order to look at the diversion program. All right, ma'am? Anything else for the record? 22-01412, Ms. Wilson,
Half of the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Not the defense.
All right, Ms. Scott, you should be all set.
Thank you.
All right, and then, yeah, just grab a seat if you get a notice.
Oh, yeah, he'll,
After that. All right, thank you.
has been called for service.
And then, Your Honor, can we call Cynthia Spade? She was set for final pretrial this morning at 8:30.
So we're on the record in docket 23-03634. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Cynthia Spade. The parties please introduce themselves for the record. Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Right, this is, and I don't have her represented this time, is that
She is
correct? All
not,
right.
no.
This time set for a final pretrial in the matter. It was scheduled for 8:30. It is now 9:24. I do not see a Cynthia Spade in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom. So it appears that Ms. Spade has failed to appear for the final pretrial. How would, Ms. Wilson, how would you like to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is not the first time Ms. Spade has not appeared. This case was set for a jury trial today. However, we had to convert it to a final pretrial as I was unable to make contact with Ms. Spade regarding negotiations. She appeared by Zoom last time due to allegedly having COVID. The court informed her that she needed to provide documentation. As of today, I have not received any documentation. I would be requesting a bench warrant at this time.
So a bench warrant and bond forfeiture will be issued concerning Ms. Spade's failure to appear. Anything else for the record in 23-03634, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Right, that's all for the record in that file. Sanchez Ellis.
He is in bench warrant status in 30th, I think. So I don't know if I expect him to appear
All
today.
right.
Ellis Sanchez.
Sanchez
Yeah, I
Ellis.
got an alert that he cut his tether off.
Oh, okay,
I think
Right.
someone, am I thinking the right person?
possibly, that you might be thinking of doing that.
Oh, I know she did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know I got an email that she
Yeah.
allegedly did. But I seem to think I got one about him too. Check. I do know he's in bench one status.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Mr. Ellis.
Mhm.
And then Ms. Schroeder's on Mr. Williams, right?
Correct.
Yes,
And
and
I
I'm,
believe she's going to go talk to him or.
she's not talking to someone. I'm
Okay.
also ready on Mr. Shepherd. I'm getting an application for office.
Let's bring him back. I'll bring him back.
I think, so it's turned off.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-00841. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Sanchez Ellis. For the parties, please introduce themselves for the record. Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Ellis. I do not believe he is present at this time.
This was scheduled for 9 o'clock. It is now 9:26. It appears that Mr. Ellis, I do not see him in the Zoom courtroom, physical courtroom. Based on counsel's representations, it would appear that Mr. Ellis has failed to appear for the pretrial. Ms. Wilson, how did you want to proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe the last time I looked, Mr. Ellis was in bench warrant status in his case in 30th Circuit. So I'd be requesting bench warrant here as well.
Any comment, Ms. Sutter?
I'll leave it to the court's discretion.
So based on a fail to appear and current status is bench warrant, I'll issue a bench warrant and bond forfeiture.
Thank you.
Anything else for the record in 23-00841? Ms. Wilson,
That's the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing
All
further.
right, thank you. Did you want to go on Shepherd?
Yes, Your Honor. And I'll just very kind of briefly appear on it, talk to court and we'll ready.
All right. All right, Mr. Shepherd, we're ready to call your case. We're on the record in 23-00237. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Anthony Shepherd. Parties, please introduce themselves for the record. Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter. I'm appearing today very temporarily on behalf of Mr. Shepherd. I am submitting an application to our office. I believe he will be appointed. He was just recently appointed an attorney within the last couple of weeks from our office.
All right. And sir, you are Anthony Shepherd, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe final pretrial. I don't know if we want to do a corresponding jury trial at this point if Mr. Shepherd is currently unrepresented.
I would just, let's do the final pretrial and then we'll treat that as a.
That's fine, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And we'll set it for final pretrial on. So we set for final pretrial on May 20th. At what time? 8:30. All right, so we've set this for final pretrial on May 20th at 8:30. Anything else for the record in docket 23-00237, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Shepherd, we'll see you in a couple weeks, all right, or a few weeks.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're all set. Thank you. Mr. Williams, we're going to put you in a breakout room with your public defender so you can have some conversation concerning your case. Okay, sir? Mr. Williams will call your case. We're on the record in 24-00548. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Lynn Williams. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams joins us from the Ingham County Jail.
And sir, you are Michael Lynn Williams, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Mr. Williams is going to try to get some documentation to Ms. Schroeder through some family members. So I believe we're going to be requesting an adjournment.
And that's a fair statement, Ms. Schroeder?
Yes, there were some issues with the sound on my computer in the breakout room, not Mr. Williams' fault. But I believe I should be able to communicate with him further through the smart jail mail system, and we should be able to try to work something out if we have a second pretrial.
All
Thank you.
right. So adjourn for compliance purposes and further negotiations. A new date?
20th at 9:30.
Excuse me, boss. Honor,
Mr. Williams, go ahead.
because I couldn't understand her, and on the computer, she had stated that I was gonna be in here for a minute, and I was just trying to notify her that she was wrong
Right.
about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I will look for you to be released, sir, and we'll contact you by phone. I apologize for my misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That is on me.
and,
Like, I was having technology issues. I apologize for that.
All right, so
and
we'll adjourn for compliance or further negotiations to May 20th at 9:30.
Yeah,
Will be set for May 20th at 9:30. Mr. Williams, please continue to be in contact with your attorney, Aaron Schroeder, and we'll see you on that May 20th at 9:30 date. Anything else for the record in 24-00548, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing for the people.
Ms. Schroeder?
Did you, Your Honor, if I may, did you want to say something, Mr. Williams? I'm sorry.
yeah, I was I was trying to speak on another matter.
Don't worry about that. Don't talk about the other matter. Do not talk about the other matter. Call me when you get out of jail, okay?
No, I'm talking about
Thank you.
something that they told me to talk to the honor about something that's going on in here.
Right, so that case, so on any other files, this file, I think there's a PR bond.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
you're not being held on this file. That's all for the record in 24-00548.
Thank you.
You should be all set, Mr. Williams. Thank you for your appearance today.
Will I be able to ask you the question as far as I was trying to pertain that they told me to ask you about?
Yeah.
Something about somebody told him he had.
Yeah, you'll have to show up at the end of May on this file, on your circuit court file. Keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Palmer, which you should get your next date from.
Okay. Hey,
All right.
Honor, they had
All right.
told me that you had recommended a contact order.
Wait,
And
what?
they said.
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
I'm not sure, but that case is in circuit court now. All right, so
So
that's
you-
all for the
so
record in
you-
that file.
So who was my judge in circuit court?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. You'll have to talk to Mr. Palmer.
All right, thank you, sir.
In docket 24-00174. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson, for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Madeline Body and Your Honor, they do go by the name Oliver, so I will be referring to them as Oliver throughout the hearing.
All right. So I have Madeline and Body, is that correct? And you prefer to be called Oliver, is that correct? Thank you. All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. In reviewing our file, it appears that Oliver might be eligible for diversion. So I think we're going to be requesting a final pretrial maybe on that May 20th date to see if we can review that eligibility.
All right. And that's a fair statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is.
All right, and so we will reset for that May 20th date. May 20th at 10 o'clock. So Oliver, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter, and they will hear, Ms. Sutter will hear from Ms. Wilson in regards to see whether that diversion program you're a candidate for it, whether you're eligible for it. So we've adjourned this to May 20th at 10 a.m. Anything else for the record in docket 24-00174, Ms. Wilson?
After the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, you should be all set. Thank you for your appearance today. Easily,
Have them as unrepresented.
That is also what I have.
okay. I would say let's hold them to the last, but we're at the, how about
Is that who Ms. Schroeder's talking to?
Brambia? Is the other one.
Oh, that might be Marvia.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
So I know what.
Yeah. Okay. Because
There's a few of them.
I started to try to say
Oh, I can
Ms.
hear it.
Body, and then I was like, no, that's not right, but I don't know.
That's
what
exactly,
the
I
equivalent
had the
is.
same stutter in my speech.
Yeah.
So normally you say, you know.
Right,
Mr.
yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Mr. Murray Vaya is here.
Rembia
Rembia, yes,
or, all right.
yes, that is not.